Welcome to the My Lead System Program blog. This blog was configured and set up on an old server. It got migrated to a new server, and so now things on it don't even work, as you can see here. So because things don't work on this blog, we're going to have to first go in and do the configuration that you would normally have to do after a setup. This is the first day of a 60-day project. We're going to take this blog and see what it can do for helping us generate leads. So let's get started. First off, I'm going to be using the results machine as a way to help us monitor our time. We're working on configuring the blog. We're thinking that's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and leave it at 5 to start with and see if we can get away with it in 5 minutes. So here we go. Starting the project. The time is starting. We're on the blog. We have to go to the blog's back office. We hope that this much will work at least, so we can get into the back office and get this thing taken care of. So here we go, into the back office. There we go. I've been here once or twice, as you can tell, so I've got the password memorized. And indeed, here we are in the back office. The first thing we're going to do is go to Settings, just like you would if you were starting and launching a new blog, which this is. Again, there's no posts in this blog. We're just getting rolling here. So we go to Settings and General. That's where we're off to. It's off chasing itself. Here we go. Right here, the WordPress address. That is the address. The WordPress address. This is not the address for the blog, which is part of the reason we're having some troubles here with this. So, alright, that's straightened out. Sliding on down here, everything else looks the same. We're going to save the changes. So that's the first part of why we were having some trouble previously. Alright, so that has been saved. Now the next setting we want to go in and change is something called the permalinks. Permalinks, of course, are the links that the system uses for the web addresses for the post that you have. Okay. Normally it comes by default with some kind of a number, or the date is this top one. This default is up here where it has a P equals a number. That's not very search engine friendly. It doesn't allow you to drive the keywords. So we want to make sure that our custom structure here is, and I like the category and post name, because the category I have control over and the post name I have control over. So both those, if they can be keyword sensitive and helpful for the search engines, you'll have a better result. Some people do this post name .htm or .html. I'm not going to worry about those, but the custom structure is what I want. Those are the two configurations I wanted to make sure were in place before I get started. So boom, we're done with that. I'm going to go ahead and save those changes just to make sure if I had changed anything. But again, custom structure, the paren, category, paren, and not paren, percent category / percent post name percent. Oh, just remember one more thing we need to do. We need to go over to writing, and under writing there's a setting we want to change getting this blog started. We're going to slide down the page, and down near the bottom of the page there's this thing called update service. Let me slide this down just a little farther so you can see it. The update services, when you publish a post, WordPress will automatically notify the site about an update. And so you put some information here, boom, it will blast it out onto the web. We want the search engines to discover our site naturally, as opposed to try to push it out there. There's a couple reasons for this. One is that if we just try to push it out there, we can kind of give it a false traffic. Whereas if the search engines discover it initially from a high authority site, then there's a good chance that our site will have a greater, firmer foundation laid. So inside of this update services, make sure that this box is empty and then click Save. With that done, our setup and configuration is finished. We're now ready to move on to the next step. So let me get you back up to the top of the video here so you can see that. And there we go, and off and running. So there we go. Now I'm going to go get our first post. The first post you're going to want to do is not in your posts necessarily, and I'll show you these first. The posts have in them, there's no post. Normally there's a sample post here and you'd go delete it or change it. We're going to go down to Pages, and we're going to open up all the pages first and see if there's any pages here. Typically you want to have your story or about here. There's a sample page. We're going to change this sample page to be our about page. So we're going to click on Edit. We're going to go over and grab our text. This is the text I wrote on the bus on a little handheld device I carry with me. I know right now it probably has too many words in it. It's got a couple things that I don't necessarily want, but just Control C to copy. Go back to the back-end browser. Here is the sample. This little window comes up with a new version. They give you some hints. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, this is an example page. We don't want this text, so we're going to highlight all the text here. Control V to paste. And boom, here's the text that we had for our post. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit by getting rid of some of the spacing. I'm not always going to have you guys online here watching me make some of these kinds of changes, but you get the idea. Just a couple little flexibility changes here. This about is kind of the story as to why this site exists, what we're going to be doing. And let me see if I can pop down here to the bottom and just read this to you. So know the goal here, and then we'll jump off this video and you'll see that that's all it takes to get a blog started. So let's see, in terms of our goal. Oh, great, my virus database has been updated. Isn't that a good thing? All right, so we feel entrepreneurs. Our goal is to basically set up this blog. Here we go. Long-term goal is a long-term, sustained, inexpensive source of leads. That's our goal. That's what we're trying to do here on this site, and that's what we'll be showing you how to do as we go about working with the My Lead System Program blog. So I'm going to update this page. With the update, it shows it was published on the 14th of May, which is, of course, when the site was first installed on the old server. This is the sample page. We don't want it to be called sample page, so it has saved. Now we're going to go back and change this to be about. That is the page that we want to have here. Also, the permalink, notice, is showing sample page. Oh, our time is up. Our 5 minutes are up on configuring our blog. I forgot, we're already past that. We're about ready to move into posting our first post. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish up with my statement here for you, and then we're going to save that. So edit this permalink to be about. There we go. Say OK. We'll come back in and edit this about story going forward. Right now I don't have any visitors to this blog. Why do I want to spend a lot of time here? I don't, but I need to have a placeholder, something that somebody can read coming in. So I click the update. My update is finished. About page is done. Configuration over. All right, video's done. We'll come back and we'll show you how to do the first blog post. Thank you for your time. Take care and have a great day in our 60-day, here we go, 60-day blogging delight to see if we can get leads off.